Hi everyone, this is Michael from So Many Games. Humble Bundle just announced their Humble Choice games for October 2022, and I figure I'd give you guys a review roundup of all the games included in the bundle. Starting off, we've got the game Made of Sker. Made of Sker is a first-person survival horror game from the developer and publisher Wales Interactive. It is set in a remote hotel with a gory and macabre history from British folklore. Brave the nightmares of the quiet ones. This one looks cool. It came out in mid-2020 and seems like it possesses a lot of interesting gameplay mechanics for a first-person horror game. It's sitting at a very positive on Steam and a decent 69 on Metacritic with a user score of 7. The next game in this bundle, and probably the biggest ticket item out of them all, is Deathloop. This game also just recently got put on Game Pass as well this month, so developer Arcane and publisher Bethesda seem to be pushing this one pretty hard this month. For those who don't know, Deathloop is a first-person shooter roguelike that follows two rival assassins that are trapped in a mysterious time loop on the island of Black Reef, doomed to repeat the same day for eternity. I played this one back when it came out, and while its initial hook got me, I think the looping mechanic eventually gets old. The general consensus seems to align with mine, as it sits at a mostly positive on Steam and on Metacritic. The critic score is actually an 87, while the user score sits at a 5.4. Regardless, since there's hardly any risk money-wise, whether it's on Game Pass or the Humble Choice bundle, this one's definitely worth trying out. Our next game is Monster Train. Monster Train is seemingly the second biggest ticket item of the month. Out of all the games on this bundle, this is probably the one I'm most interested in checking out. From developer Shiny 2, Monster Train is described as a strategic rogue-like deck-building game with a twist. Set on a train to hell, you'll use tactical decision-making to defend multiple vertical backgrounds. With real-time competitive multiplayer and endless replayability, Monster Train is always on time. I love me a good roguelike, and it seems mostly everyone on Steam does as well, as it sits at an overwhelmingly positive rating with over 14,000 reviews, and on Metacritic with a strong 85. This game not only comes with the base game, but also a seemingly big DLC alongside it, so definitely worth the money in checking out. The Dark Pictures anthology Little Hope is our next game, and seems like a decent romp similar to games like Until Dawn, where decision making is key in this horror setting. From developer Supermassive Games, Little Hope is a story about 4 college students and their teacher trapped in the abandoned town of Little Hope, and they must escape the nightmarish apparitions that relentlessly pursue them through an impenetrable fog. This one has mostly positive reviews on Steam and a Metacritic score of 73. Personally, this game's not for me. These Until Dawn types have never really struck me as super interesting. However, for those who do like it, this seems like a decent entry point for an anthology series of horror games. Our next game is Disciples Liberation. Disciples Liberation describes itself as a mature, dark fantasy strategy RPG with turn-based combat. Liberate the land of Navendar and uncover the endless stories hidden within this richly detailed world where every decision has a consequence, and every wrong move could be deadly. For those into turn-based RPG games, this seems to be a fairly good entry into the genre, sitting at a mostly positive on Steam and a 72 on Metacritic. Once again, not really my jam, but for those who it is, I think you'll have a good time. Our next game is Epic Chef, which I've never heard of before this bundle, but this seems like an incredibly cute and fun game. From developer Infinigon Games, Epic Chef is described as a comedic culinary quest unlike any other, as you take on the role of Zest in this story-driven adventure game. From humble beginnings, you will build a farm, grow delectable ingredients, craft machinery, and cook your way to becoming the most epic chef in Ambrosia. This one seems like a story-driven cross between Animal Crossing and Cooking Mama, and just looks like a great time. This is one I'm definitely interested in checking out from the bundle as well, as it sits on a very positive on Steam. Railroad Corporation is a train management sim from developer Corby Games. Quote, relive the pioneering spirit of the golden age of Steam by establishing your own railroad empire across 19th century North America. Bring settlements together, produce and trade goods, and develop new technologies to stay ahead of the competition. Once again, not really something I would be typically into, but games tackling niche subgenres like this rarely ever are. It seems to have middling reviews, sitting at a 55 on Metacritic and a mostly positive on Steam with around 800 reviews. My guess is this game has made it into the bundle in order to drum up excitement for a sequel coming later this year, so maybe that'll have better reviews. Our final game in the bundle is Golf Gang. This one is interesting and seems to be the smallest game of the bunch. Golf Gang doesn't seem to be your typical golf game. Developer Lazy Monday Games describes it as a racing game. It's a party game. It's the fastest game of mini golf you'll ever play. Blend precision with speed to dominate an 8-player online mayhem in your solo speedrun. This one seems to be maybe the most unique out of the bunch, sitting at a very positive on Steam. At the moment, it seems to have a lower player count, so it may be tough to be finding online matches, which is why I assume this has made it to the bundle. But as I read earlier, you're allowed to do solo speedruns in the game, so this one's definitely worth checking out as well. That's pretty much it for me. I hope this helped you guys see if the bundle was worth it this month. I think it definitely is. I think it always is for the most part. I mean, when you're dealing with Humble Bundle, you're donating to charity, and all that money is going to charity. And it's only $12, and you're probably getting a value of over $100. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense, but it's really good. And they're always offering really solid, unique, and new games. So definitely check this out. Thank you guys for watching, and have a good one.